What's up guys, it's Nicole, also known as Nikki Vegan, and today I'm going to show you everything that I eat in a day on a work day as a vegan. And this is kind of an unplanned casual edition. This was highly requested, so I hope you guys enjoy. I know I normally start my day with oatmeal, but on this day I decided to have a smoothie. I've been trying to have more green smoothies, either for breakfast or lunch or for a snack, at least at once per day, just so that I can get some greens in. Because recently I haven't really been feeling like having a big bowl of salad, so this is a really easy way to get lots of fruits and vegetables. So I blended a couple of handfuls of spinach with some water, and then I added some frozen banana and frozen zucchini, which also makes this very rich and creamy, just adds a nice texture. Then I added some frozen cherries. By the way, frozen cherries are like the best snack if you ever need like a quick snack. They have really nice texture when they're frozen. I added some ground ginger and a little bit of protein powder. Now, I don't think you have to have protein powder to be healthy at all. This is not like an essential or anything. But I really like this one because it's just made from dehydrated fruits and vegetables, and I happen to find it super cheap on Amazon. I found it for like $12, so if I can find that link, I will put it in the description box below for you. I like that it adds more nutrition, and then it also really makes like a creamy, rich, almost like a milkshake consistency versus a smoothie. So I really like the texture that it gives the smoothie, and then I just blend this until, well, it's smooth, and there we go.
Been dope on flame, I just switched the lanes. Damn, he did it again, I just flipped the pain. Stripping and dipping in bass, slab on everything.
I edited for a while, and then it was time for breakfast part 2, or I don't know, maybe this was a snack. I don't really label it. I was just hungry, so I ate. And this is my favorite drink of choice right now. It is a blueberry tea. And I actually read the back and it said that moringa tea is healthier than kale, which I don't know if they are really equivalent, but I thought it was really cool that it's like such a superfood and it's so nourishing. But honestly, the reason I love this tea is because I love blueberries and it is so good. Speaking of blueberries, I decided just to take some frozen blueberries, heat them up with a splash of water and a dash of maple syrup until they're thawed. And this way they create like a really nice berry sauce. And normally I would put that on oatmeal, but on this day I decided to make a yogurt and granola bowl. So I just took some vegan almond milk yogurt by Kite Hill. I added the blueberries, and then I added some of this homemade granola because I have a bunch of it on hand from my back to school recipe series I did. I was recipe testing, so I have a lot of granola to go through. And this one's really good. It's made with tahini. It has some chopped figs and sesame seeds and a little bit of dark chocolate, which is such a good combination with berries and the vegan yogurt. It's kind of just like all swirls together and it looks really pretty. And this was a really nice second breakfast of the day that I really enjoyed. Lunch on this day was something I was really looking forward to because I was kind of playing that game with myself, you know, when you're like doing emails at the desk and you're just like, okay, but if you just get 2 more emails done, you can have lunch, 1 more email, and then it's lunchtime. It's like this, it's like almost like you're like a kid inside and you're telling yourself you have to get your work done and then you can have fun. So that's kind of what I was doing today to motivate myself. But I had a bunch of my sriracha tofu sushi prepped from my back to school lunch series. So I had one of those rolls along with the additional tofu that you saw in the container. I snacked on that while I was prepping my plate. And then I just took some leftover veggies. I love snap peas. I always kind of trim the end so they're really nice to eat. They don't have that kind of weird fibrous tip. And then I also had some cucumbers and carrots with garlic hummus. I put some lemon on this to freshen up the flavors, and it was really nice, like filling, but also really refreshing and energizing. I always think it's fun when people talk about the intricacies and the details of their job, and something I haven't really talked to you guys about is what it's like to be a recipe creator. So as someone who develops recipes, I basically test a recipe that I come up with in my head, and then I decide what I like and what I don't like about it, and then I'll tweak from there. So obviously more of the things I like, less of the things I don't. Sometimes it's texture, sometimes it's literally changing the spices. Like this original recipe was half of a teaspoon of ground cumin and half of a teaspoon of smoked paprika. I upped it to 3/4 of a teaspoon after testing it a couple of times. So stuff like that is kind of the little things you work on. And sometimes I do half batches or quarter batches, but this time I made a whole batch and I snacked on quite a bit of this popcorn. I'm gonna go for a quick walk and then I'm gonna come home and make dinner. I've been sitting for a long time and I just feel like pretzels like this, you know, hunched. I feel like I'm the shape of a chair basically. So I'm going to stretch out a little bit, get some fresh air. My favorite thing to do to kind of punctuate my work from home day with my evening nighttime time is to go for a walk, because I feel like that really helps punctuate my day. I close my computer, I put my phone down, and then I go for a walk. When I come back, it's just wind down nighttime. You guys who work from home will probably know that it can be a little bit tricky to shut off when you've been in the same space all day, to differentiate like this is home and this is work. You kind of blend everything together, and even though that can be a perk in some ways, like it's definitely convenient sometimes, it's also kind of a bad thing because you never really shut off. There's always something you can work on and you can be doing. So something I've learned on the days that I am able to work from home is that it's really good to make sure that you sort of have an end time when possible for work, and go for a walk or take a shower or whatever you have to do to kind of signal to yourself like the work day is done and now the home day, home night, evening time, whatever is happening. So that's kind of the space I'm in right now. So I'm gonna go for a walk and then I'm gonna come back and make dinner and watch some Gilmore Girls, have a really cozy, chill, quiet night in, just relax. I will see you guys then. So I got home from my walk and I had planned on making this for dinner. This is an organic dal that is actually really flavorful. It's organic, it's really easy, and it's something that I'll often just make with rice or quinoa or potatoes. And if I have any greens, I'll throw that on there too, just like frozen broccoli kind of situation, make a little bowl. So I planned on doing that, but I actually decided not to, but I thought I would really quickly show you this, not because they asked me to shout them out or anything, but just because it really makes my life a lot easier and I like sharing that kind of stuff with you guys. So hopefully that is helpful if you guys have seen that at the store and you're like wondering if that's good. It is. I like it. I was gonna have it, but I actually found some other ingredients and it kind of reminded me that these are the main ingredients of one of my favorite Deliciously Ella recipes. It's called the Rejuvenating Bowl and it's a go-to for me. I make this all the time because I generally have all the ingredients on hand, and it's just a really nourishing, wholesome meal that makes me feel really, really good, and that's why I always gravitate towards it. So all you do is you just cook up a sweet potato, you just steam it, which takes only like 10 minutes. You're supposed to peel it first. I totally forgot because I was in my own little world on this day apparently. So I would recommend doing that just because it makes the texture a little bit nicer. But I just steam the potatoes and then you're gonna mash them with some tahini and sea salt and set that aside. I also had some carrot in there because I had some leftover carrot that I wanted to use up. And while the potatoes were cooking, I also made some quinoa. This is like a blend of quinoa and some other whole grains, but it's essentially quinoa. So I let that cook at the same time, and then I just sauteed some spinach with some garlic, and this all came together, I would say in like 15-20 minutes because everything was kind of working at the same time. I took some black beans with a little bit of tamari and garlic as well and salt, and I mashed those together. And then she makes a sauce out of olive oil, lemon, tahini, salt, and pepper. I just drizzled tahini over the top with some red pepper flakes, and I didn't have any lemon, but it's so good with lemon. And that's it. It doesn't look like much because it looks like you can't really tell how big this plate is, but this is a very hearty portion. I like to feel full and satisfied, so this is what I had for dinner, and it was so good. Okay, I hope you guys enjoyed seeing what I eat in a day. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up, especially since this was a little bit of a different style. Let me know if you enjoyed the kind of more just like relaxed, this is what I'm actually eating while I'm eating it kind of vibe versus like planned out recipes. Let me know which ones you prefer or if you like both. And if you need more recipes, I have lots of them linked in the description box below, so make sure you check that out. And if you missed my back to school lunch series from last week, there are 5 very easy back to school or work lunch recipes that you guys might enjoy, so check out the description box for links. Subscribe to my channel if you're not already subscribed, and I will see you guys in a video very soon. Bye!